Coming to you live from the classroom, a little bit different on this video, but this video is detailing um, how your budget project should look, like how it should physically look when you turn it in. Now, I know it's a little bit in the ninth inning, it's a little late. However, today is the first day of early submissions. So if you submit your project today or tomorrow, by midnight tomorrow, you get 5 extra points on your project. All right. So let's go ahead and go through this. So if we look at the first page of, or first slide rather, this is how it is to be turned in. You have 3 options. You have a PDF file option, you have a PowerPoint option, and you have a Google Slide option. Now, if you do a Google Slide, you need to make sure that you go into the settings and make sure that you allow for anyone who has that link to be able to view it. Because if not, I won't be able to see it. And if I can't see it, you don't get a grade. You don't get a grade, you're going to be highly upset. So make sure I am physically able to click on a link and see your budget project. Now, make sure your submission is 1 file or 1 link. Don't send me 100 files of pictures and I'm not going to look at that. It takes too long to grade these anyway, so make sure you limit it to 1 file. So make sure your whole budget project is via PDF or via PowerPoint. So with that being said, those are your 3 options: PDF file, PowerPoint file, Google Slide file. All right, so for your taxes section on your project, remember, this is how you need to kind of organize. It doesn't have to be exactly like this. This is just to provide you with a roadmap so you can see what the expectation is. So for mine, I have my taxes section of the budget project cut out. Now on yours, you can type in your, before you actually physically screenshot it, you can type in your numbers that is specific to your job, right? So the federal income taxes you took out. Also on mine, I have to where you can see the actual calculation cut out from the calculation point. Remember, the federal income taxes, you had to go to that website, plug in your information, hit calculate, and it spit you out a number. So make sure that you have that on there. You don't really have to have that on there. It just makes it look a little bit better, right? The next thing, you also have to have all your numbers, right, filled out. You can either fill it out pre-doing this, or you can just take a picture of, if you printed it out, you writing your information in the text boxes and then take a screenshot. It doesn't matter. It probably looks better if you go ahead and type it and then take a screenshot of your actual project, right? All right, the next thing, stocks. Notice how my stocks portion of this looks. I went ahead and I filled it out. I typed in my information for week 1, my purchase price, week 2, week 3, week 4 for each stock, right? I screenshotted it and I have it here, and I'll list it underneath the bottom of it. I have the 3 stocks. In my case, for my example, Amazon, Home Depot, Google, right? Now, don't use these, because the reason I use these is because you can't afford these, especially Google and Amazon. Some of you maybe one of you might be able to afford Home Depot, but don't use these because you can't afford these. The purpose of me using these is just to show you what it should look like. So I have the stocks portion of the budget project filled out, screenshotted, and I put it into my, and this is the PowerPoint that I'm looking at right now, right? So I have it already inputted. I added some little things here. Remember, presentation is big. So I got Home Depot, Google, and Amazon. I went ahead and looked up the logo and I put those in my PowerPoint project. I have all of my evidence right here. This is for Amazon. So I have the first picture right here to the left. That's going to be my my purchase price. I have the red oval that is highlighting my 52-week high, 52-week low. I also have my weeks, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, right, for Amazon. For the second one, I have my Home Depot evidence here. I got my purchase price, I got my week 1, week 2, week 3. I also have my example of 52-week high, 52-week low. right here available for you for evidence. So this is how it should kind of look in terms of your stocks. And remember, stocks is the first mandated portion of the project that you have to show evidence for. Everything from the stocks all the way to the end of the project, every number you have written has to be supported by evidence. Now the third one, remember, you're required 3 stocks. So my third one, Google. You can't afford Google. Google's like $1,000 a share, probably more than that right now. But I have week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and of course 52-week high, 52-week low. I have that highlighted for you. So that is the stocks portion of this. All right, so housing, the actual housing portion of this, same concept. I went ahead and I screenshotted the map from the budget project with the location, type of housing, the actual document from the budget project. Now I have the evidence that supports this, the physical address as well as the price. So with that being said, for this, make sure you fill out all of the information. The total rent per month, $1,055 a month. That is reflected on that piece of evidence, right? The actual physical address is the same as my evidence. So make sure this is how your budget project looks, right? Now, you don't have to do it exactly like this in terms of how it's presented. You can be creative, but make sure you have what you need on your particular slide or your Google slide if you choose to do it that way, right? Next thing, automobile. Same concept. I took a screenshot of the project. You might want to fill yours in. Like I said before, go ahead and type it in the actual Word document for the project, or you can write it. It's either or, and take a screenshot of it, put it on your slide, and make sure you have your evidence that surrounds it. In this case, I did mine just like on my video, 2021 Cadillac Escalade. I got a picture of it. I got a picture with the price right here, $76,195. Do not try to buy this SUV. You cannot afford this, not on those salaries that I gave you all, not with everything else that you have to pay for. So make sure you do not use this. This is just for an example purpose. Now for your budget project, you need these calculations, right? These don't come out of your budget. The first 3, they do not come out of your budget, but the only one that comes out is the last one, the monthly payment. Notice you have a spot for your monthly payment on your project, so that's the only one that comes out. But you need to know how to do these 3, and you need to have them in your budget project to get credit for this. Remember, this is just how I showed you in class. First calculation is you need to calculate your annual interest, have that shown just like I have evidence for right here. You need to calculate your total interest just like I have calculated here. You need to calculate your total cost of your car. That is your total interest plus the price of your car added together. And the one that does come out of your project, this is the one you subtract from your money, from your budget, is your monthly car payment. Whenever you get that, you're going to plug that into your project and deduct that amount from your actual budget, right? Gas. I did a video based on gas. Remember, your gas, just like I have here, you can go ahead and type it into your project, screenshot it, put it on your slide, right? Whether you're doing PowerPoint, whatever. Supported by evidence. Remember, with your gas, everybody works at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, right? So have your map. Notice I have my map screenshotted from Mercedes-Benz, and in my example, I went ahead and used South Gwinnett High School. You're not going to live at South Gwinnett High School. Wherever your apartment is that you selected, or whatever house you're renting, whatever your living condition is that you stated at the beginning of the project, use that address and Google how far that address is from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And then that's going to give you how far in miles you live from your job. So once again, that, and then you can watch the gas video to help you calculate and see how I got these calculations. Insurance, next thing. You can go ahead and fill it in. I don't have it filled in on this one, but for you, go ahead and fill it in once you complete your insurance portion. Take a screenshot of the project just like this, put it on your slide, and don't forget your evidence. In this case, auto policy, if it's $184 per month, that's where I got that number from. You see the advertisement for that. Next one, your renter's insurance. This one is annual cost of $155. So I'm just going to divide that by 12 to get my monthly cost. In this case, it's what, $1175. I would highlight that, circle that number, because that's my evidence. Next part of this, progressive. This deals with your life insurance. In this case, it's 20 years, 200,000. Now, several of you have asked me the question of, could you use, because they don't have the $50,000 5-year. So you can use the 10-year, $100,000 option. And you don't have to use Progressive. You can use State Farm. You can use any Geico, any insurance company. It does not matter. You just have to have physical evidence of where you got that particular number. All right, so next section, food. The food section deals with you creating a menu. I did Monday for you. Notice you have 6 other days. You got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to do for yourself. So make sure you have all days of the week completed for 1 week. Now, my example for Monday, for breakfast, banana, strawberry yogurt, coffee, right? For lunch, turkey and cheese sandwich, Lay's potato chips, Diet Coke, and an apple. For dinner, spaghetti, garlic bread, broccoli, orange juice. So I have my menu for Monday made. So you're going to do this for every other day of the week in your budget project. That's step 1. Step 2, notice I have my grocery sheet here. So every item that I have listed in my menu, I have to go to the grocery store to get in order to make it. Some items I had to get multiple things to complete that item, like spaghetti. Spaghetti consists of noodles, spaghetti sauce, meat, right? Because we all know spaghetti is not spaghetti without meat. If you eat your spaghetti without meat, you get one of those looks. All right, so unless you're a super duper vegetarian or vegan or whatever the case may be, but if you're not, I'm gonna give you one of those looks. You need to eat meat with your spaghetti. All right, next thing. Notice I went ahead and filled this out. So I have the item, I have the brand of that item, I have the size of that particular item, and I have the cost of that item. That's on my grocery sheet. I have to show evidence of everything that I have here. So this is only for Monday. Look at all of these items. This is evidence of everything that's on that sheet. I have the bananas, I have coffee, I have turkey, I have my cheese slices, my Wonder Bread, I got my Lay's potato chips, I got my yogurt, Diet Coke. I have everything listed. The spaghetti sauce, garlic bread, turkey, ground turkey, the broccoli, everything's on here, right? So this is only for Monday. You have 6 other days of doing this. So your list is going to be a lot lengthier than this. It's going to look like this times 7, right? Because that's what we're talking about here. So remember, all of these items are just for Monday in my example. So you will have a lot of items. You might have 2 or 3 slides, maybe even more than that, of just food evidence, right? And that's perfectly fine. That's what is expected. Now, my cost for this is just Monday stuff. $53.62 was just for the stuff on Monday. But realistically, some of this stuff I'm going to use over, like coffee. I'm not going to buy a big canister of coffee for every time I have coffee. This coffee is going to sustain me throughout my project. The turkey meat that I have, I'm not going to use all of that turkey meat on my one sandwich. That might be 4 or 5 sandwiches. But remember, you can't use the same stuff every day. You have to show variety, or points are going to be taken off. We're not going to eat a turkey and cheese sandwich every day. Variety is the word of the day. All right, so this is my tip for you guys. For watching this video, I am about to save you money. On the project, it says you have to create a week's menu, get your costs together, and multiply that times 4. If you're watching this, multiply it by 2, because realistically, we're not going to cook 30 days out of the month. We're only going to cook half of the month, right? The other half of the month, let's assume that we're eating leftovers, right? Because we have leftovers. So let's assume that we're eating leftovers. So to save you money, do this, get your menu together for the week, get your prices, get all of your stuff listed on your grocery sheet, it might be best for you to type it out just like I did here. You're gonna have a lengthy list because this is only for my Monday, so you might have 2 or 3 pages for your grocery list. Once you have that together, get all your costs together, add everything up, multiply by 2 instead of 4. You'll come out a lot cheaper, right? Now, those of you who already completed the project and multiply by 4, if you haven't turned it in yet, you might want to do this because it'll save you some money. You can upgrade on some things like entertainment, right? You can go do things, ball out of control, or you can get you some better clothes. You can do different things with your budget project. However, it'll save you money if you multiply by 2. All right, so once again, acceptable forms of the budget project. PDF file. Remember, you can put it in Word, but don't save it as a Word document. Save it as one PDF file. Remember, you're going to have your cutouts of the project, your screenshots of the actual project, with the screenshots of your evidence on that slide or that page, right? Throughout the project. You can save it as one PDF file, send it to me as one PDF file. Or you can make it a PowerPoint for your whole entire project. Put the different slides or different pictures or screenshots of the project on each slide with the evidence that goes with that slide. You can do it in that fashion if you would like to. The next thing, Google Slide Link. So what you can do if you prefer Google Slides, you can do it in Google Slides, but make sure you do not forget to go in and change the settings to anyone, so that anyone with that particular link can view that file. Because if you do not do that, I will not be able to see it. And you'll say, Mr. DeWitt, I sent it in, I submitted it, I did it. Well, I couldn't see it. Remember, you have to go back and change the settings so I can see the link. So I would probably do it in PDF or PowerPoint. PowerPoint is probably the easiest to do, but that's just me. All right, so remember, bonus points today. I am also thinking about bonus points or adding extra to people's project if they do it because you got to do it PowerPoint, Google Slide, or PDF. If you don't do the PDF and do it PowerPoint and Google Slide, I'm thinking about adding extra points for people that make a video from it, and they can like walk me through a video form, kind of like how I do the videos, but actually walking me through their project. Because I can use that for my next group that next semester or next school year to show them how to do the budget project. If they're really, really good, I can just use somebody's for an example. That's one of the big reasons I want to do this. But if somebody wants to do it via video, and this is open to everybody, I'm gonna add extra points for that. Just FYI. Those of you who already submitted your project, if you've already submitted it, that's fine and dandy. Just write me an email, say, Mr. DeWitt, I'm going to turn mine into a video so I can get them extra points, and send it to me. I'll adjust it based on that. All right. So I hope this helped. Now, I only did it for these portions of the project, but you can see where I'm going with this. So you're going to do the same for entertainment. You're going to list your cutout for the project with everything filled out, followed by the evidence, whether you went to Topgolf for the movies or whatever entertainment you did. Remember, if you have kids, you have to adjust for those kiddos. So that food section, notice that was a single person's food item. If you got kids, you need things the kids eat as well. You need some yogurts. You need some snacks. You need some crackers. You need some Welch's fruit snacks. You need all of that kiddie stuff, right? For entertainment, remember, if you have kids, you need to have 2 of your weekends be kid-friendly weekends, meaning take them bowling or do something fun with kids that costs money. Going to the park is not fun. That should be anyways. This is special time with kids, right? So make sure you do your project, complete it. I hope that this helped you in terms of what I'm expecting. Remember, submit one file, whether one PDF file, one PowerPoint file, or one Google Slide file. If you're doing Google Slides, remember, make sure you adjust those settings so I can see your slideshow. All right, so I'm signing off. Good luck with the project. I look forward to looking at them. Peace.